Welcome back to the Medium Cool Show. Today we're taking a little trip overseas to France. Then we're taking a layover and flying into Cairo, baby. Because today we're talking about OSS Set, Cairo, Nest of Spies, directed by Michel Hazanavicius.
J'aime me battre.
Starring the one and only Jean Dujardin and Berenice Bejo. Is that her name?
Dude, I don't know, dude. You probably know how to speak French better than me.
Well, anyway, OSS Set.
117.
Yeah.
It came out in 2008.
2006.
2006?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Bruh. Yeah, 2006 spy comedy parody movie takes place in the 1950s. It's a spoof on the Sean Connery 007 James Bond pictures from the 60s. I've seen all of those movies. They did a really good job of keeping the look of the 1960s period and having that kind of like sexy spy, charming dude, but like putting the parody spin on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Apparently this is based on like real literature novels, like spy novels called like OSS 117, kind of like in the same James Bond category. But obviously he took this and like had like more creative liberty with it, and because it wasn't eventually like it wasn't originally satire, and he adds the satire to this.
Yeah.
As kind of like a commentary on like those spy films, which is really interesting because I think this is the same year like Casino Royale came out.
Yeah, same year Casino Royale came out.
It's just so interesting seeing like Casino Royale, which like really like tries to like take the James Bond movies in like a different direction, like modernize them, you know? And then you see this movie, which is like also kind of reflecting on the James Bond era and like more like spoofing it and making fun of it, kind of in like a way more classier way than like fucking, what's his name, Austin Powers did or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is a little less silly than Austin Powers.
It's like a French Austin Powers, but less silly, more serious.
Yeah, more like pointed with its like satire, which I think is like funny.
Like this has Jean Dujardin, and you might know him from The Artist, which is also had the same director and the same co-star lead female. And Jean Dujardin is also in The Wolf of Wall Street as a Swiss banker.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, who like,
he is. He's great in this. Yeah. He's like so funny. Like,
yeah, he's really charming.
Yeah, I don't like know much about him, but like he starts off and like, is this guy serious? Like you can't tell. I'm like, he's such like he has like the mind of like a 5-year-old child.
Yeah.
In a way, you know?
Yeah, and he like disses everyone.
He's like, the whole thing about spies is like, they go somewhere in the world and they're supposed to like blend into the environment, reconnaissance or something like that. But like he's so incapable of blending into the environment he's sent to, dude. He just like ends up insulting them. He's so French, and also he's just like not very good at being a spy in general. Like he's not smart. He doesn't like solve things. He just stumbles upon them and like. But just watching him and watching his performance is the best part of this movie. For sure. You know? Like, he carries this film. Like, he's so funny, dude. And the filmmaking's really good, too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this is, like, a comedy for sure. And it's, like, definitely, like, a pointed satire. But it is great filmmaking, especially for a directorial debut.
Yeah, it's directorial debut for sure. That's, like, it's really dope. And all the sets and everything, the whole look of the 1960s sort of film look. Like, and he looks so much like Sean Connery, the main actor. And there's just like little like funny bits in the movie that piece together this sort of like undercover James Bond type thing. He has to investigate some death and some bombs being stolen off of a ship in Cairo. And then when he's there, he's basically just kind of says a bunch of rude shit about their culture and stuff, and like shuts up the guy playing the horn in the morning.
Like
in the religious holiday.
Yeah, for like the morning prayer.
Yeah. But my favorite scene in the movie is when he's sitting with the two other villains in that hotel foyer at that party, and they're all like giving each other like bits of like advice about shit. Do that little like part where he's like, never put a baby to bed before this time, or else like, or whatever, like never feed it. And they just like saying all these things and like
yeah, it's
looking
like
at each
never
other.
count your eggs before they hatch or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that. You
yeah,
know, like that kind of advice, and they're all going around taking turns, like saying this shit for like 5 minutes, and none of it makes sense. You know, but yeah, that's a great scene.
Yeah, like I've heard about this movie before, and I did want to watch it because I was like, oh, this sounds like a fun movie to watch. You know, yeah, it's good. It's good.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had heard about this movie too, and like I'm excited to get into the sequels now.
The
Like,
princess in the movie, though, holy shit, so gorgeous, dude.
yeah, you were really into her, dude.
Yeah, man. There's just something about like Egyptian women, like Middle Eastern women, are really attractive, and maybe it's just because like I don't know. I feel like I haven't been around a lot of Egyptian people because I don't know where you would find them here, even though they exist too.
Yeah.
But like, man, that's what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
I feel like all the women in this are gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, they're all gorgeous, and the men are pretty gorgeous. I mean, Jean Dujardin is good looking too.
Mm-hmm. He's a very handsome guy.
Yeah.
My favorite parts of like the film are when they're doing like the on the beach like memories.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like trying to like remember like, because the whole premise is like this other spy was killed and it was like his best friend.
Yeah.
He's like remembering the good times they had together, and they're like running on the beach like in like these really like small bathing suits, you know, clearly like making fun of like their relationship.
Because it would be a woman if it was like a different movie, but this time it's a man, and it's like obviously it's like really homosexual vibes. But they're just like really good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like he's totally oblivious to it,
Mm.
and then I just think it's hilarious. Yeah, we'll see what the sequels have in store. You know, I definitely want to watch like the next one at least, like the real one.
Yeah. But the artist, I actually really like the artist a lot.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I saw it, I was like, damn, it's like a silent. Oh, that's something I have to mention too. It's like this movie takes place in the 60s/50s, but it looks like it's from the 60s. It's shot in the technique looks like it's made in the 60s. And then when we went through the artist takes place in like the turn of the sound era. So it's all a silent black and white film until the very end. It switches to sound because in that time period, it was sound.
Yeah.
So it's like I just think that's so dope, dude.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned it before with like Ty West when he made The House of the Devil. It's an 80s movie and it has the 80s style to it, vibe to it. And he made like X, which has like the gritty 70s like feel to it, and it looks like it's made in the time of that the period when the movie was made in the 70s. It looks like it was made in the 70s, you know, which is like I like that a lot.
Yeah,
it's something I can appreciate with the aesthetic quality, the time, space, and memory aspects of the picture.
Yeah. No, definitely like this film is like I was really impressed by how they were able to like nail the feeling of like a 50s James Bond. You know, they had like the car backdrop thing, like as the car is moving, like, you know, just like a projection, just like the whole feeling, like you're like, dude, is this shot on film, is this not shot on film? Like it's like really hard to tell because it looks so good, but like it has that like grain quality that like you can't mimic. You know what I mean? Like I was really impressed by it. I thought it was like really good, and they nailed the costumes and everything.
Oh yeah, the costumes for sure. Yeah.